So hey,
Hey,
hey, it is.
how's everybody?
Hey, I hope everybody's doing well out there. Today is September 9th, 2021, and today's my mom's birthday. She would have been 88 today. But yeah, we're gonna talk about my mom.
What's up, bread, big and hot?
Oh my gosh. Okay, my mother taught me a whole lot of stuff. She never taught me the bread recipe. She made these rolls. She left the recipe, but there's some pieces missing out of it. You
There's
know,
some black recipes
in there that
from the
doesn't.
1930s.
I
and the
have no
40s,
idea.
And the 50s.
Yeah,
Of what they use words, how they said measurements.
their measurements. Measurements were written down on this. I think the
Yes.
temperature of the stove was wrong. So
Her
I'm going to.
stove.
I tried it 3 times,
Firewood.
and it just this firewood. Wait a minute, they did have a real stove. At least Aunt Mandy actually had. They had one of those little potbelly stoves in the kitchen that we used to kind of just sit around. I never knew
Right.
the significance of that until much later in life.
I remember my great grandmother having a wood stove in the kitchen. I don't think it was the only stove.
Right, but it was always
a
one
wood
with
stove that
yeah.
something was cooking or heating up.
Heating up on top,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, but those rolls that your mother made.
Yeah.
From scratch.
Yeah, my mom taught me a whole lot of things. I mean, everything from crafting to my cooking skills. I mean, they're not like her kind of cooking skills, but they decent. And and the fact that she encouraged me.
That's so cute.
Oh, shut up. And she encouraged me when I was, in my artness and
Yeah, well,
everything,
that's- there you
and
go.
entrepreneurship. Okay, funny story. When I was about 8 years old, I wanted a pet. Now, I knew I was not going to get a dog or a cat or anything like that. I settled for a canary. Now, that sounds real gay, and I will say that because I'm cool with that. But that's what I wanted.
I think
So-
we had a canary too.
Oh, really? Oh, let's see.
I didn't. It was a family.
Yeah.
Yes, we had a bird. I remember having to
Yeah.
remove the papers.
Papers,
So,
right.
Yes.
So my mom said, you're going to have to earn that. And I'm going like, 8 years old, how in the heck am I going to earn money for a pet? You know, not just a pet, but then you got to get a cage, you got to starter food and all that other stuff. Starter food.
Woolworths.
Woolworths.
Five and
Yeah,
dime.
that's pretty much what it was. So, you know what my mom did? This is her craftiness going on. She was doing upcycling long before upcycling was a thing. There was a catalog or a magazine that came out monthly that showed you how to turn plastic containers and wood and things into decorative things that you could sell or use in your home. Well, Mom and me got together and I got like bleached containers. We painted them. We put lace and stuff around it, made little vases. Okay. And we went door to door. But wait a minute.
Door to door, doing what?
Silly ass. And I had my spiel. I had
Oh,
to-
you made them. You guys made them together.
Yeah.
For you to make some money.
Yes. So I had to go door to door and explain that I was trying to get a
It's
pet.
better than sitting down and selling some lemonade.
I was an entrepreneur at 8. But that's what my mom did with
Right.
me. So she could crochet, could sew, did quilting, and the quilting came later in life. She did ceramics, and I thank my mom for getting into ceramics because if she hadn't, I would not have met Myra. Because she was taking classes from her, and at the
Who was
workshop, the studio,
hanging out at the lounge.
yeah,
At the lounge.
at the lounge, and
At the craft lounge.
at the craft lounge, And my mom and her ride or die friend Ada.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, Ada introduced her to it, and then
Ada introduced
Mama to it.
Really?
Yes.
But Ada wasn't going to that shop though.
Really?
No, your mom introduced it to Ada.
Ada, okay.
She was able to bring Ada.
Right.
It was a military base.
But
so
her husband was retired military.
Oh, I don't know
Yeah.
the details.
Mr. Brown was military.
Your mom was there first.
Yeah. So
but they weren't that far apart.
Right. They weren't that far apart, but
they
were ride or die.
Yes, they were.
They were definitely ride or die.
Yes, they were.
And so Mama would go down there all the time, and every once in a while I would pick her up, or I would meet her down there, and that's when I met this one. So I thank Mom for a whole lot of stuff,
Real funny about your mom and Ada Brown. The difference in how they worked. As in
Miss Ada
and creative.
Mm-hmm.
Your mom, because basically what they did was made molds.
Yeah.
Took molds and made figures or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so it was a time where they had to clean the clay.
Yes, clean the rim. Yeah.
And your mom was such detail.
Really?
Or to a certain point that she could. I mean, these ladies would get all kinds of tools that they could think of to make it as smooth as possible. Your mother was really detailed. And it used to crack me up because Ada didn't have the patience for it. So her detail was rough cut. It was always rough cut.
Well, Mama will smooth that bitch out. That seam be... Where's the seam?
She had her tools, and Ada's doing this, and I'm trying to think. So meeting Yvonne, now let me just get something straight.
Okay.
It wasn't that Yvonne just showed up and her mother said, "Hey, here's my daughter." Crap.
No, it wasn't
like
a
that.
matchmaker.
I was part of Hazel's extracurricular activity. Mm-hmm. And I had left VCU, and I started there teaching pottery, and ended up managing the facility. Mm-hmm. So that is how I met. They were retired military coming to this shop, and so we bonded. And one of the reasons also why we bonded, Miss Brown. Was also, it was a 6 degrees of separation. My parents also knew them, but your parents and my parents didn't know each other.
Right.
They were kind of, so I knew Mrs. Brown very well. Mm-hmm. So it was already kind of a homecoming, and then you showed up. Mm-hmm. And I think I met you before I even knew that connection.
Your parents knew.
That you were connected to Miss
Harris.
Oh,
right.
Because you came there as someone. It was really interesting that I've always thought, because it was so easy of a transition when we came out to our parents, and especially coming out to your mom. Right. I think I got it easy because your mom had already met me. We were
that
already.
Is true.
She knew me. She
already had a feeling about you before I even met you.
Right.
Because, hey, when I actually came out to her, and it did not seem like it was such a surprise. It really wasn't, I think she was kind of like, like with every parent, it was like, oh. But then it was
she
like,
could have picked worse.
Sure.
She could have had a better time of it.
But no.
You could have been
then Mom would have said something. Like, if it was like some no good woman, you know what? I don't mind you being gay, but we'll be hanging out with no good woman. But, it was Myra, so it's like, oh, okay, she could, no. But it was Myra, it's like, oh, she nice, I like her.
Did she say that?
No, but that's the feeling that would have been, like
Hazel.
Yeah. So
This photograph is of my mom. She was probably about maybe 3.5, 4. This one, she was probably about a teenager. This one I really love. I'm actually going to be doing a painting of this one. Mom and Dad on their wedding day. And Mom looking ultra fly. Me and Mom with some things from Korea.
Okay, because, speaking of cooking,
Oh yeah,
Hazel could throw it down.
she could burn.
I'm surprised she won't beat up in the corner all the time.
That's why she wasn't beat up in the corner, because she could cook.
I mean, people just come in and slap
She
them.
actually
Just
had,
slapping them.
I mean, she actually had a little business later in her years where people would pay her to make her pies, and the pound cake. I have made that pound cake. Now, this pound cake recipe came from my grandmother, probably from her grandmother.
Yes,
but
got that pound cake down.
Yeah. So everyone makes it slightly different because it depends on what kind of oven you have and at what altitude. Because, you know, it came from West Virginia, so that's a higher altitude. So you gotta watch that. Whatever. So anyhow, the pie, people come to, you know, and would pay her to go ahead and, like, you know, I need, you know, so many dozen rolls for a dinner, or I need like a coconut custard pies or some sweet potato pie.
Hazel's pumping them rolls out.
Yes. And those pies. And my sister-in-law, V, she makes that pie and she does it really well. Coconut custard.
You know, one of the things that she would cook, the first time I had chicken and dumplings.
Oh, yes!
That had huge chunks of white breast meat in them.
Yes.
And I wanted to go, don't let nobody else in the house.
I remember that when you first remarked about that.
Yes.
She could do some chicken and dumplings.
I was like, I don't think I've ever had a chicken and dumpling that was a chicken and dumpling. And it wasn't like the parts and the pieces that you don't like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because you always have that problem when you have people that put
everything in there.
It's like all the garbage part of the chicken.
Oh,
all you need is the prime pieces of the chicken.
Ooh, Hazel knew how to tap that.
Woo!
Hazel.
And
sitting there and chilling and quilting.
And quilting.
Doing her little quilting things.
That was, you know what, that's funny that she started quilting later in life, because there have been quilters all the way back in my family. My Aunt Mandy, who was a midwife, had like stores of quilts. So Mama got into the quilts with some woman who was at church. And she was in the quilting group. She crocheted Afghans like crazy. She made one especially for you in your blue colors.
Yes, she did.
Because she asked me, she said, what are Myra's favorite colors? I went, blue. So she made this crocheted quilt with like a stripe with little lines and everything going through it in different shades
like a
of
baby
blue.
blanket.
So she was crafty. Makers. Crafters.
A long line of them.
Yep.
She was.
Yeah.
A little sprinkling on you. A little bit. Exactly. So that's it. So we're celebrating Hazel Harris.
Look at the Harrises going out on the town in Hampton, Virginia. Looking real fly. And now we have that basic Olin Mills photograph. Picture with the grandbaby. 50th anniversary pictures. They were married a total of 61 years.
Oh, yes.
Happy birthday, Mom. We are going to toast to your greatness.
Yes.
And your influence upon our lives.
Exactly.
Happy birthday.
Always. What are we drinking?
We are drinking box wine and ginger ale.
Oh, bottom. Clean the refrigerator out.
That's what it was.
Put it on up.
Amen.
Happy birthday, Hazel.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Keep it quilting. Love y'all. Thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe, make a comment, say happy birthday. We love y'all.
Thumbs up.